Good morning to all. So, this is Kumar from National College of Technology, Department of Computer Science Engineering. So, now I'm going to tell about the file sharing in file systems concept. So, first of all, file sharing. Sharing of files on multi-user systems is desirable, and sharing may be done through a production scheme. So, on distributed systems, files may be shared across a network. So network file system NFS is a common distributed file sharing method in a file sharing concept. So if a multi-user system means we need to find out the user IDs and group IDs. For example, user IDs is identify users and allowing permission and productions to be per users. Group IDs means it allows users to in a groups and permitting group access rights. For example, owner of a file or a directory, group of a file or a directory. In a real-time example, in a Google account, so we have using a different drive location, different drive files. So in a drive, we have to share the link to everyone, or we have to add the member of the link. So then only they access the file. Then only they access the files before, because the owner is the only the person to add the members or share the link to everyone, or change the any kind of settings like editor, viewer, or anything doing, and who can view options and who can access options. They are setting only the owner of the files. Because of only the sharing of the files is multi-user system, so the file is it may be corrupted, depends upon the user's usage. So in a network, the distributed system is going to encourage all the network, all the files in the across the network. So it is a setting only password or any encryption decryption options are available in a file sharing method. So file sharing in a remote file system. So in a remote file systems, it is uses networking to allow file system access between systems. So how the manually by programs like file transfer protocols, and automatically simply using a distributed file systems, and semi automatically by the world wide web. So in a client server model, it allows clients to mount remote file system from the servers. So in a server, the servers can serve multiple clients, and the clients and users on client identification is insecure or complicated. So when we going to NFS is a standard Unix client and server file sharing protocol in a file sharing method, and CF is a standard Windows protocol. So standard operating system files call and are translated into remote calls. So distributed information systems such as LDAP and DNS and NI is our active directory, and implement unified access to information needed for remote computing. So in a distributed naming service, so DNS as a distributed naming service, it will use to all the files to define the systems to receive the file system. Because of DNS, we cannot share any files to anyone. So it is a remote file system means we have before I said that the Gmail drive link is the remote file system. So wherever wherever we are going, we can access only in a Gmail account, and then access the drive file to access the files in the safe method. So this is the file sharing in remote file system. So file sharing is a failure mode. So all file systems have a failure mode. For example, corruption of directory structures or other non-users data are called metadata. So these are the failure methods of all the file system. So in a remote file systems, it's add a new failure modes due to a network failure or a server failure. So in a remote file system, so due to network failure, we cannot access the any files, and we can the server failure means we cannot access, we cannot save, or we cannot store the exact file to the exact location. So without server, we cannot access any files, and without nodes, without network means we cannot download or reduce any remote files. So in a file sharing method, in a recovery from a failures can involve state information about the status of each remote requesters. So we have a stateless protocol such as NFS v3, and include all the information in each request. It's allowing each recovery but less security to the file failure modes. Consistent semantics in file sharing. So specify, so how multiple users are to access a shared file simultaneously. It is similar to CH5 process synchronization algorithm. So it is tend to be less complex due to disk input output and network latencies for a remote file systems. And Andrew file system AFS, and it also implemented complex remote file sharing semantics and unique file system UFS, and it is implementation. It is used to write to an open file visible immediately to other users of the same open file sharing file to allow multiple users to read and write concurrently. AFS has session semantics, so writes only visible to sessions starting after the file is closed. Okay, so this is all by the file sharing method. This is my reference, and thank you.